Hi, Oluchi here. Read instructions. I know this is stating the obvious, but read instructions. If there are instructions in the patient's electronic medical record, read it. The orders that you're supposed to carry out for the patient, read it. If there is a sign on the patient's door, read it. If there are signs on the board in the patient's room, read it. There may be bracelets or instructions on the patient or around the patient, read it. If there are instructions on the notice board, read it. Wherever there are instructions or signs or notices, make sure you read it. Don't be lazy to read it. Read it. There are two things that back up your actions as a nurse, or two things that guide your actions. Number one is your scope of practice. Your scope of practice. Ensure that you work within your scope of practice. Don't go outside of it. There may be hospital policies. Yeah, you should take note of the hospital policies, but make sure that the whole hospital policies line up with your scope of practice. And if you have to choose between which one to do, it is your scope of practice, is whatever is within your scope of practice that you should do. Another thing that backs up your action is the orders in the patient's electronic medical record. Orders from doctors, orders from other members of the interdisciplinary team that you are supposed to carry out as a nurse. Read them, read them. If it is unclear, you reach out to whoever wrote the order and clarify things. Don't just assume that you know, or assume that it's like it was before. Make sure you read it. Now, another reason why you should read it all the time is because it can change from shift to shift. It can change within a shift. An order that the day shift carried out for a patient may be modified during the following shift. And if you just go by what the day shift nurse told you during report and go ahead and do what she did or what he did, you can get in trouble if it is not what is in there. In fact, patient labels, laboratory labels, that's the label you put on a specimen bottle when you get blood. Read it. Because sometimes whoever is printing the label may give you a wrong label, and when you go ahead and use that, you have made a mistake, and it will not just be the person at fault. You too will be held accountable because you are supposed to read what is on there. So it is very important that whatever it's written down that you are supposed to read. I know sometimes it's a lot, but make sure that before you do anything for a patient, you read the instruction that goes with whatever it is you have to do for the patient. Thanks for listening. Ensure to like, share, subscribe, and follow for more.